the U18 final, Baf State and Portsmouth. And this will bring the curtain down on the football season for the year.
We are coming through. Ladies and gentlemen, are we ready? We come in!
Both teams just making their way. Well, about to make their way through. Can see Coulson Benjamin there just crossing the pitch. Assistant coach for Baf State. National legend Coulson Benjamin for a few years held the record for most goals in Dominican history. That was later broken by Julian Wade. Coulson Benjamin. And then we have Michael Joseph again making his way across. Andy Burkhardt already on the Portsmouth bench as we have the two teams getting ready to do battle. Baf State having a really good season, Joseph. Baf State actually, this is the third final of the year. They were, of course, in the first division final. They also made it to the final of the first division President's Competition, and now the final of the U18. So, despite no first place goal, but a lot of podium finishes and real consistency shown by the Baf State organization, as I should call it, and the Royal Square Portsmouth Bombers FC finals of the U18 had a good finish in the Premier and was respectable as well in the U14 division.
Most definitely, Kareem, but I suspect today Baf State will be looking truly, because they had two opportunities for higher podium finishes.
And now we have the national anthem.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to bring you the final of the boys under 18 football champions. And fighting out of the green
We have the both teams.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are in.
We have the both teams here.
And lame and
Baf State in the green kit, multi-green colored kit, yellow socks, and Portsmouth in their full red kits.
We're in the number 7.
No color clashes tonight, so we're gonna have a well-set game tonight, Kareem.
Yes.
Number 11, Javante Hamilton. Number 8, Shan Theophile. Number 4, Kajwan Harris. Number 16, Jaden George. And number 14, Kajwan Israel. So that comprises the Baf
You can just see the coin toss taking place. The referee, Vernon.
To the red corner, wearing 265 pounds, ladies and gentlemen. They are fully clad in red. We have number 20, Akel Wangley.
Two captains in the center. Michael Theophile, number 2 for Baf State, and Nashon Leslie, number 8 for Bombers.
Number 17, Joshua Bergens. Number 7, Javon Hamilton. Number 16,
Baf State, Kareem, can boast of quite a number of their players being a part of either the under 17 or the under 20 team, national teams. Not sure if we can say that can be a good advantage to them. Let's just see how tonight's game plays off in these finals.
It will be Mr. Joel Alexander.
Yes. And we can just give you the starting lineups of the both teams for the sake of the broadcast. Let's start with Baf State. We have Mr. Dwight Aylward in goal, Nikon Benoit, Keishon Bruno, Darian Dura, and Michael Theophile rounding up that defensive team for Baf State for Mari Talbot, Javante Hamilton, Shem Theophile, Kejwan Harris, Jaden George, and Kejwan Israel rounding up that starting 11 for Baf State. And then we have the starting 11 for Portsmouth. We have Jaylee Black, Akel Langley, Cliff Simon, Derrison Johnson, Jadian Lockhart, Jerwani Bergins, Javon Hamilton, Caden Hilton, Nacloyd Benjamin, Nashon Leslie, and Rizwan Wallace rounding up that starting 11 for Portsmouth as we get ready for the action here at the Sock from Technical Center Joseph. Baf State versus Portsmouth, North versus South. It's going to be a jam-packed game, Joseph, as they both teams fought hard to make it to the finals of the U18 League as we bring the curtain down on the 2025 season.
Well, just one more hurdle to overcome as to see who will top that top spot. Ball is on the way with the whistle.
And it's going to be Portsmouth on the ball first. Ball back with Javon Hamilton. Hamilton, despite playing centre-back, rocking the number 7 on his back. That's something you don't see every day. Number 7 usually reserved for the attacking players. Portsmouth still with possession. And that ball rolls out of play. Cliff Simon giving away possession on the far side. And Michael Theophile will have that throwing on the far side. Cliff dancing through. Cliff. Ball still goes all the way to Dwight. And as we were talking earlier in the broadcast, Joseph, a lot of national talent sprinkled around the field, but none more so than Dwight Aylward, who will have his first opportunity. And that's a dangerous ball. And Giovanni George on the ball. Giovanni George tries to put it across, and Nashon gets there.
Well, first opportunity for Baf State trying to press through. He was under a bit of pressure and, of course, danced his way and held up to the pressure. He was looking for somebody in the face of goal. Nobody there to assist him. Had to sort of force the points. Unfortunately, having to give up in the end. Nonetheless, forces a first corner for the game, Kareem.
Yes, that's Giovanni George there. And I was just saying that Dwight Aylward will be making his debut in the senior men's national team. So congratulations to Dwight. So congratulations. Corner coming in. And that bounces off of the first man. And it will be, everyone stay in the places. It will be a retake of that corner kick. As the eyes, because it's going to be Kejwan Israel over that free kick with that deadly left foot. Kejwan Israel can boast what I would consider top 5 nicknames. Tackness. Ball coming into the box. Makes it all the way across, and the goalkeeper, Jaylee Black, can pick that up effortlessly and begin the counter-attack, springing that ball forward. All the way down to Jadian Lockhart. Lockhart slipping.
Lockhart coming in is a very quick counter right here, but he didn't have the support from the rest of his players falling back quickly with him. Not sure if that is something that Portsmouth needs to look out for, Kareem. Especially with the counters, the quick counters, as they would want to try.
Giovanni George on a hot streak, 6 goals in 2 games, scoring 2 hat-tricks back-to-back. Scoring a hat-trick against East Central in the quarterfinals, and then another hat-trick against We United in the semifinals to pilot his Portsmouth team all the way to the final. Of course, Jadian Lockhart was part of that U20 team. It was against Harlem in the semis, actually. That's George, down the left-hand side. George blocked out, and it's going to be another corner kick. Third of the game in the early successions for Baf State, and they need to really make something of this corner. I don't think they have the height advantage necessarily. Portsmouth with the likes of Nashon, Derrison, Javon Hamilton with a considerable height advantage for the both teams.
Portsmouth has been able to force those corners or force them into those corner situations.
That ball hits the side netting. So we'll be able to play and a goal kick in favor of Portsmouth, playing it short to Javon Hamilton, affectionately known as Daddy Shoe. Daddy Shoe missing his clearance. Ball with the number 11 for Baf State. Hamilton in a tangle with Langley, and it's going to be out of play. It's going to be Baf State's ball. Phil come across. Phil into Kurjan Israel. Israel dancing through one, dancing through two. Israel on the ball. Omari Talbot. Back to Harris. Kurjan. We have Kurjan and Kurjan on the field. That's a good work by Benoit. Two players coming with a strong challenge on Benoit.
And luckily for Benoit not going down. Benoit able to hold his ground. We hear a screaming reaction from the crowd as ball gets back into play.
Yes, the ball's back into play. Portsmouth looking to come forward down the right-hand channel. Cliff Simon. Johnson still. Johnson on the ball. And showing his strength there, Johnson, but at the expense of a corner kick. And it's Portsmouth's turn to apply the pressure from the set piece. That corner kick coming in. Just a little reminder to those who may be joining the broadcast late. The third place game, Harlem defeated U18 3-2. 2 by Conrad Simon, 1 by DeAndre Pelte was enough to see them through to the third place.
We're going to see the tall figures making their way for a possible header, Kareem.
Yes, but ball coming into the box, doesn't get past the man on the first post. And again, in almost a mirror image to what happened down the other end, we're going to have that corner taken again, everyone as they were. Ball coming in. A bit better this time. Again, met at the near post. And the flag is up and it's offside. It's offside and...
Well, that's a very sharp call by the linesman on the far end.
Just a little lazy by the corner taker, Joseph. He was supposed to, as soon as you swing that corner, you need to get yourself back to the onside position. If not, that's what can happen, and that's a lazy way of giving away possession, and that's something you don't want to do, especially in a finals of this magnitude. It's gonna be Bruno over the ball. Well, actually, the goalkeeper Dwight seems to have taken up those responsibilities. Dwight plays it short. Harris. Kurjan Harris. Harris trying to get one forward. Nashon with the intersection. Nashon plays it back. Portsmouth looking to come forward systematically. Trying to get one across. Ball there with Bellard. Nashon! And that's a block. Good block by Theophil. Lockhart just setting up Nashon Leslie. And Nashon forcing that defensive action out of Michael Theophil. I will also like to say happy birthday to Mr. Michael Theophil. He'll be looking to win on his day.
Well, it would be a good birthday gift for his team and for himself as the corner comes in.
Ball coming in, headed out. And Baf State looking to break. Hamilton. Stopped by Derrison. Derrison Johnson. A bit of a ball breaking. Jadian slipping. Cliff Simon. Cliff on the ball. Back to Lockhart. Portsmouth in a lot of control of the ball in the early stage of the game. Ball with Nashon. Nashon puts it wide with number 17, Bergins. Bergins to Langley. Langley tries to get a crossing block. Still with Bergins. Bergins trying to get around his man. Just running out of real estate there was Bergins. And the ball will go out of play. It will be a goal kick in favor of Baf State. And the teams can reset again as they were.
Well, I thought he would have probably attempted to want to cross it in, even if he would have gotten a deflection of the defender and, of course, forcing another corner, which would have been to their advantage at that particular point.
Yeah, just unable to get onto that ball. Ball with Talbot. Talbot into Phil. Shem. Good work there by Langley, but good hustle there by the number 7 for Baf State. Dura trying to get one into the box. It'll roll all the way into J. Leblanc. Leblanc just directing traffic ball with Johnson. Johnson trying to play a long one forward, and it's stopped there by Theophil. Everywhere so far in the defensive line, and that's a great ball forward. Giovanni George can get around to it. George stopped out by Javon Hamilton. Hamilton into Langley. Langley back to Hamilton. Hamilton, good work into the center. Benoit trying to get one around the corner. And good work there defensively by Caden Hilton. Just delaying that run, allowing his goalkeeper time to come get the ball.
Portsmouth in 2 instances have sort of not necessarily collapsed, but have opened up that crack in their defensive line, getting all the way to the keeper, Karim. And the defensive line for Portsmouth showing signs of a bit of weakness, having allowed the ball to reach all the way to the keeper.
Yes. Both teams, you can see, just trying to feed each other out in the early stages of the game. Nobody wants to make the mistakes. As Lockhart still. Talbot. Lockhart winning it again. Lockhart on the ball. Special Whitecliffe. Simon across the face of goal. And it's a defensive clearance, but at the expense of a corner for Kerjuan Harris. Kerjuan Harris, of course, one of the members of the most recent iteration of the U17 national team. So a lot of experience there. Kerjuan, he's a 2-time U17. Made it back-to-back years in 2026 and 2025. Corner coming in. Head over the bar. Second real opportunity of the game for Portsmouth. The first one falling to Nashon Leslie earlier.
And earlier on, we spoke about the 12 figures of the Portsmouth Bombers. One of those 12 figures making his first appearance, but just going over the crossbar. But I suspect if any other corners or any other chances come through, those 12 figures for Portsmouth will be looking to make more of a highlight for themselves.
As the ball gets back into play, ball with Dwight Ilwa. Dwight just signaling for the ball to be pushed forward. JD and Giovanni George. Into the center, Shem Theophil. That's a beautiful ball forward by Theophil. Just unable to be wrangled in there by Theophil to Theophil. Shem to Michael. Ball with Portsmouth. Cliff. Ball still with Portsmouth. Cliff Simon. Working their way down the line. Methodically Portsmouth. A pair of throw-ins. Portsmouth showing some real composure. Trying to get that ball forward. Nashon Leslie. Leslie turning on the afterburners. Leslie trying to get it across. And Harris again at the block. And for the past 3 to 4 minutes, Joseph, it's been all Portsmouth.
Definitely.
Baf State really struggling to get out of their defensive third of the field. But very dangerously is that man up top there, Kerjuan Israel, who is lightning quick and can break on the counter at any time. But we have to reset for this corner kick coming in. So the Portsmouth need to be wary. Despite ball coming in. Get it out. Only as far as Johnson. Johnson unable to collect it. And George trying to play in Israel. Israel gets there. Israel! Shot! And a save by the goalkeeper. And I just spoke about that, Joseph. Kerjuan Israel, lightning quick. can split and score in an instant. Ball given away. Hamilton on the ball. Hamilton wins the foul. Baf State with some impetus in this game.
Well, Kerjwan Israel is definitely going to be one of those key figures that Portsmouth needs to be looking out for, because Karim, we saw him just in midfield, literally on standby waiting, and he got activated almost instantly from that pass into the channel, of course, sprinting forward, but the goalkeeper
Ball
saving
coming
up
in.
to the task.
That ball coming in there off the boot of Talbot. Langley. Langley gets past Benoit. Langley again. Ball coming into the box. Good clearance there by the defender. And Shem Theophil is down. Shem Theophil seems to be in a bit of discomfort there.
I have to say, the Portsmouth, the Baf State defensive line really have been holding up to the task, because they've been clamping down Langley's attempts and, of course, the other wingers' attempts a number of times. In fact, sometimes not even allowing them to get into the penalty area. And, of course, you know, making a bit of the work for the goalkeeper much, much, much easier. Good work so far by the defensive line for Baf State.
Yeah, once that defensive line from Baf State holds strong, they might be able to get something from this game. As we know, again, we talk about the danger of Kerjwan Israel. You know, he usually walks with one. So if he has one and you don't score, they win 1-0.
Yes.
So Shem just having to leave the field momentarily. But he'll be fine. Shem, affectionately, we used to call him Pog Shem.
It's interesting. I wanted to, in a bit of downtime, we'll find some downtime in the game as the ball gets into play.
Yes, the ball into play. Portsmouth looking to win it. Yes, that's a foul all over the back of the man. There was Nashon Leslie. And Baf State setting, playing the free kick shot. Benoit on the ball. Benoit trying to find Jura. Jura to Israel. And that's a foul. Israel just upended.
Well, it was 2 versus 1, Karim, and of course, he was not really going anywhere with it. Just decided to take the foul. In fact, possibly that foul, Karim, putting the positioning of the ball in a very, very, very good place for Baf State. Will he be looking for the aerial, or will he be looking to keep it down? Let's see how he plays it.
That's Keishon Bruno over the free kick. And you always want to get those free kicks right there between the goalkeeper and the defensive line. Bruno looking like he went for a goal there. Bruno just with the poor attempt forward. And it's going to be a goal kick for Portsmouth as we reset. Portsmouth. Forward through. Johnson trying to find Lockhart. Portsmouth clearly for game plan here, trying to spring Lockhart through. That was Benjamin with the aerial pass there. That's Hamilton. Hamilton running along his man. Hamilton gets around his man, but a deft touch there. Making the defensive effort for Baf State. For Portsmouth, rather. And it's going to be a throw in to Baf State. Ball in through Shem Theophil. Good to see him back on the field. Ball to Omari Talbot. Talbot. Ball forward. Again, just an errant pass. Portsmouth good in possession at times, but now seeming to try to rush the play a little bit, Joseph. And that seems not to be working for the boys in red.
They've been making those errant passes as you've been indicating, and hopefully they are able to see those mistakes. At least so far in the last 30 to 45 seconds, they've made 2 errant passes, and it has cost them possession both times. Baf State will be very happy that they've been making those errant passes to give up possession back to them.
Ball just ricocheting off of the back of Cliff Simon. Again, a throw into Baf State. Lockhart on the ball. Lockhart trying to play in. Cliff on the ball. Cliff just a bit of an over dribble. Ball out of play, and it's at a goal kick. There's a throw in to Portsmouth, rather. Throw in, coming in. Headed out, Bruno. Hamilton still losing out. Ball spread wide. Langley. Ooh, good work by Langley. Good use of the body. Talbot just cleaning up there. Langley looking lively today. Knockout into Johnson. Johnson, who scored an amazing goal against East Central, scoring that ball from near the half line. Maybe trying to recreate his heroics there, but just not getting his lines right. Angles, no trajectories correct. Might have been better served pulling out his protractor, trying to angle that shot on goal. Reset. So far, Joseph, you have Portsmouth playing that high line.
And it's been working for them, Curry, especially with Langley on the wing. But Langley has just not been able to finish off and get those final touches on it as Baf State comes in.
That's Javon Hamilton there with the defensive effort. Giovanni George. Corner kick. Good defensive effort there by Javon Hamilton. Another opportunity for Baf State from the ensuing set piece. Ball coming in, doesn't get past the first man. Goalkeeper with a quick one forward. Bruno on the ball. Bruno getting it to Israel, but ball out of play will be a throw-in. Nash on Leslie. J.D. Blair. Simon. Ball coming forward, interception by Fiofil. Under a bit of pressure. Bruno, good composure by Bruno into Shem, but Shem loses. And Johnson, a bit wasteful there after just winning possession. And Dwight Ilwa with the clearance. Ball with Israel, and Israel stopped. But Israel, good work on the recovery. Spreads the ball all the way back to Ilwa. And Ilwa just clearing the ball high and out of play. Benjamin to Langley. Langley into Lockhart. Johnson. Simon still blocked off. Giovanni George. George trying to find Israel. Good work by Javon Hamilton. Hamilton so far has had the better of Israel. Langley. Lockhart. Ball wide to Bergins. Langley. Now Sean gets ahead of Benoit. Benoit winning it back. Benoit doing well to hold it up in the corner. And Benoit winning the throw-in for his team. Good work by Nikwan Benoit in the corner. Benoit into Harris. Harris forward. Field. Hamilton. Hamilton stopped on that far side. That's Rizwan Wallace. And Rizwan Wallace so far hasn't been beaten. For in Baf State. Ball coming in. Jura.
Jura being forced out. Good defensive play 2-on-1 by Portsmouth.
Followed by Leslie. Langley gets past his man. Langley. Just a tame effort there by Langley. Easy pickup for Dwight. Well, sitting play. As night begins to fall here at the Stockton Technical Center, entering the 27th minute of play. Again, in what is the very last game of the season, Joseph. It's been a wonderful season, and this is actually the final champion that needs to be crowned. We had Dubla, champions of the Premier League. We had Mighty Avenger, champions of First Division. We had the Goodwill Runners, champions of the Women's Premier League. We had that's a ball forward. Ooh. And an opportunity there for Lockhart. Just getting the slight head on it, and Dwight Aylward was in no man's land. And the ball just got dropped into nestle in the bottom corner.
I think his objective was to probably catch Dwight Aylward completely off his guard and just, sneak and snuggle the ball into that gap between he and the near post. A bit of a miscalculation with the header.
Yes, for sure. Baf State looking to try and play out from the back. Shame on the ball. Shame wide. And ball forward. Oak can only make it back to J.D. Black. Hamilton. Benoit. To Phil spreading one to Israel. Israel still. Ooh, Israel. Good move. Israel gets one across. Only way across! And it's a goal! Giovanni George puts Baf State up 1-0 in the under-18 final.
What a beautiful assist by Kejwan Israel. And of course, earlier on we did say once you give Kejwan Israel the opportunity,
has been unlocked.
Once you give him the opportunity, he will either do it or he will be the assist. Of course, he himself couldn't force the point. He realized that Giovanni George was the better one to be able to do it. And of course, passing it to Giovanni George for a 27th-minute goal. First one for the game right here in this final scrim.
Yes, and that was some really good work again there by Kejwan Israel down the line. getting past his man and putting a ball on a plate for JD and George. 1 goal to nil in favor of Baf State. Giovanni George, sorry. There is known as JD.
Yes. Earlier on, we were speaking about nicknames.
Yes.
Baby Show,
Daddy Show,
Daddy Show, Darkness,
Shemba.
I think you and I actually got complaints filed against us earlier on in a few games we had, but Langley on the ball for Portsmouth, dancing his way.
And that's a foul. And that's going to be the game's first yellow card. Game's first yellow card given to Jamari Talbot. So Talbot receiving a yellow card there for his trouble. We also have Lacroix and Laka for Baf State. Lacroix being Nikon Benoit and Laka being Kerjwan Harris.
Interesting nicknames that we have.
Ball deep in. Ooh, good claim by the goalkeeper. Very good claim by Dwight Ewa.
Very good indeed, Kareem, showing why he's up to the task, why he has been called up for a number of duties as Portsmouth take possession on the far end.
Lockhart put it into the center. Cliff Simon! Over the bar, Cliff Simon.
And Cliff Simon beating himself to the ground. Really was hoping to get it at least just inches down off the crossbar. And then realizing the ball going completely aerial. He's not too happy with himself, Kareem, with that attempt.
He shouldn't be. That was a great opportunity for Cliff to get Portsmouth back into the game. But a lot of football still to play. Just at the half an hour max on our football still remaining here at the Stockton Technical Center. Trying to get the ball through to Lockhart. Unable to. Israel. That's a great ball. Hamilton. Defensive stop there. Javon. Theophil winning the ball. Losing out to Nashon. And Johnson just with a little bit too much on that pass. Had to just take a little bit off of it, a little English. Get that ball to backspin, but unable to. And it spreads wide. And it's going to be a throw in to Baf State. Again, Baf State up 1 goal. Coming from the boot of Giovanni George, of course. Well, Israel, let's take some of the highlights. Giovanni George has been a consistent, loyal servant to Baf State for a few years now and has come up with some really big goals for them over the past few years, especially this season. And I think just throwing the ball in and then back out there was a Baf State player. And Portsmouth on the throw-in. Trying to get a long ball forward. Met by Benoit. Lash on Leslie. Leslie brought down by Talbot. And Talbot needs to be careful. He's on a yellow card. Talbot does need to be careful. He is, in fact, on a yellow card. And that's his second foul in Cook Association. But a dangerous free kick. Dangerous position here for Portsmouth. Perfect distance. Again, just far enough that you can get some power behind the ball. But
Get
close
some height
enough.
as well,
Yeah,
too, yes.
close enough that it can get a shot on target. Get it up and back under the bar in time.
Well, he has to get past the 4-man wall first.
And let's look at the people lined up over that free kick. It looks like for one, Hilton and the left foot rose straight to the hands of the goalkeeper. That's Benjamin with that rather tame effort.
Well, Kareem, that very tame effort almost historically repeating itself because we saw a very similar effort in fact, we saw a goal coming in from an almost exact way in the first game. At least in the first game it scored.
Giovanni George winning the ball high. Israel trying one. Langley. That's a foul. Langley doing well. Despite his diminutive frame, Langley doing very well to win the ball. It looks like Kershwan Israel just in need of a bit of medical attention. Kershwan Israel just down, receiving some medical attention as we said earlier. But he seems to be good to go. Tough boy, Kershwan.
I don't think he would have. He's gonna make the darkness outshine the light that he has in him tonight. He is responsible for one of the goals as an assist, and he will definitely be looking to stain at least one to his name onto the scorecards as Portsmouth try to push forward.
Dwight Aylward coming out quickly with the claim. Dwight Aylward, as we said, ball coming. Gideon, Giovanni, rather. Out of play. Giovanni with the defensive effort. Ball in favor of Baf State. Ball coming forward. Easy pickup for J. Libla. Libla throwing one. Possession given away. Still on the ball, Baf State. Clearance completed. I was saying as well, Joseph, if I lost track, the U14 Boys League, I believe it was We United that won that league. And then there was the Champions Cup that was won by Dubla. And then the premier version of the President's Cup was also won by Dubla. So Dubla winning a treble on their way to a four-peat. Was it a three-peat?
Three-peat, I believe.
A three-peat and a treble. So a real year of four-time champion. So it was a real year of Dubla dominance this year. And now with the final trophy up for grabs, Baf State up by 1 goal. Theophil into Talbot. Talbot to Benoit. Benoit. Dura. Benoit. And Lockhart can get on the ball. And Lockhart can run. Lockhart. Lockhart. Harris coming forward. Theophil. Talbot in the center. Talbot really trying to make things stick for Baf State. Langley. And Mikwan Benoit getting the better of him this time. And just Giovanni Judge just miscommunication there with Benoit. And on the other side, Joseph, on the right hand side for Portsmouth, we need a little more industry and effort from Cliff Simon Cliff started the game brightly, but seems to have faded in the past few minutes. Israel still. Israel needing the strength of 3 men to get him off the ball. And a foul. Israel really hustling at the front there for Baf State. Putting in the hours, putting in the long yards, rather. That's a Rock's pass. Ball forward. And let that roll out of play. And you can see Andy Burkhardt there, the more animated of the two coaches on the bench, and they really trying to get a point across to his team. Leslie just poor attempt. Cliff Simon in that battle with Theophil, but Theophil wins. And Bruno with a no-nonsense clearance. Old school, put your boot through the ball clearance. Something the likes of Sean Dye should be proud of. Ball just coming back into play there. But they could already see the fourth official, Coyote Matthew, getting ready to throw the new ball onto the field. Kudos, Coyote. Always ready. Joseph, just a few more minutes remaining in his first half. Again, Baf State up by 1-0 in goal coming from Giovanni George.
Portsmouth need to break that advantage as best as they can, but I suspect Baf State will also want to add a bit more comfort entering the first half. It would be into their favor.
Giovanni, good feet. Giovanni putting one forward. Israel can get to it, but some good work, and that's a foul. That's a foul. Caden Hilton committing the foul.
Well, he's lucky it wasn't about 2 yards further in, because we would have seen our first penalty for the game.
And it's interesting you say that, Joseph, because one of the problems that I often have with the referees, and not just in Dominica, just in general as watching football, is that something that is a foul out of the box, very often they don't give us a foul in the box due to the magnitude of the decision. So you call a foul outside, that's a free kick. So there's a chance to score, there's a chance it might miss. But a penalty almost always scores. So that same foul, as you said, 3 yards more in, I'm not entirely sure that he gives it as a penalty. But free kick. Israel! And at the double! Joshua Israel making it 2-0 in favor of Baf State.
Well, we spoke about him earlier on. Give him the opportunity. He leveled it into the air perfectly, and the ball just got it in to sink just about 6 inches below the crossbar. Kajwan Israel, also known as Darkness, really has darkened the spirit of this Portsmouth team as they enter 2-0 into the second half. Just less than 2 minutes to go before the half, Kareem.
Yes, for sure. And I said a really good free kick coming from Coach Israel. And as we said earlier in the broadcast, Joseph, he has one for sure every game.
Definitely.
That was his one.
That was his one.
He gave an assist for another one, so that's 2. Right about now, Portsmouth need answers, and they need them quickly. Portsmouth answers in them quickly. But as of right now, it's Baf State 2, Portsmouth 0.
Well, 1 minute to go before we hit
The 45th minute, man.
And I believe we've just gotten the indication by the fourth official that we will have 1 minute of stoppage time.
Offside call. Portsmouth ball. And then you can hear Michael Joseph just backing some instructions to his players. Langley, Harris. And one thing's for sure, two things for certain. Jaden Lockhart has not had a chance to breathe in this first half.
They've had his number on lockdown, and they've also had Langley's number on lock. As the second winds down before referee Vernon blows the whistle for us into the first half.
Big boot there by Talbot, just getting it out of the field. And I credit Baf State for that. You can see the Baf State defenders not playing around with the ball in the defensive third. They swing it out quickly. Ball back to Javon Hamilton. Hamilton on the ball. Hamilton scampering forward, favoring that left-hand side to his fullback. Trying to find Langley again. Langley just keeps it in. Langley. Cutting inside Langley. Still on the ball. Looking for an option. Shot. As Benjamin is that shot, and it's high and wide. And I think that should bring us to the end of the first half, Joseph. My watch just about says 46. I think the referee might blow it at the resumption of the goal kick.
A very good first half by Baf State. In fact, a favorable first half for Baf State. We have seen the shines of light by Langley for Portsmouth. But so far, he's just not been able to get through that defensive line by Baf State. They've been holding strong, making the work for the goalkeeper almost no work for him, and that's the halftime, Karim.
Yes, that's the half, and it's 2-0 in favor of Baf State here in this U18 final. Goals coming from Giovanni George and Kurjwan Israel, as both teams look to get a victory here. 1 first, 1 second, 1 gold, 1 silver. But join us in 15 minutes. We'll be right back. All right, and welcome back to the second half here at the Southampton Technical Centre. The score is 2-0 in favor of Baf State, and we have one substitution to inform you of for the Portsmouth Bombers. Bergins out and Ali Simon in. So one substitution for Baf State. Simon in. As we get ready for the second half of play. Joseph, what do you think about the first half?
Well, a really good first half, especially by Kurjwan Israel. You know, playing an assist and scoring probably one of the really good goal from a free kick. Just getting it just a few inches under the crossbar. So far, keeping a very clean sheet. I also want to highlight Langley from the Portsmouth team. He has been trying, but his number has been definitely marked by the defensive line for Baf State. Hopefully, he'll get over that hurdle of that clean sheet as Baf State continue with proceedings underway.
Right, that's Nashon Leslie. Nashon Leslie taking on the entire team himself. Good work by Nashon Leslie, but just running out of real estate. And it's a throw in favor to Baf State, it looks like.
Yes.
Ball coming in. Ball back to the goalkeeper. Spreads it wide. And it's out of play. Throw in favor of Baf State. Ball coming in. Israel on the ball. Crowded out. Portsmouth looking to come forward. Langley. It's going to be out of play. Goal kick. And Baf State just slowing the game down a bit, despite it being early in the first half, just allowing themselves to dictate the tempo of the game.
Well, I'm not sure if that's a particular strategy that Baf State wants to implement, because yes, they are the 2-0 advantage. Pretty sure they will want to probably see if they can get one more.
Cliff wins the ball forward. Jadian just unable to put it under his control. And that's Hamilton. Hamilton trying to get around Ali. Ali Simon on the ball. To Johnson. Johnson to Simon. Harrison Johnson. Johnson back to Simon. Cliff Simon. Cliff Simon still on the ball. Ooh. Into the faithful hands of Dwight Aylmer. That was Clyde Benjamin.
Shot from a distance by Benjamin there. Trying to catch the keeper off guard.
Johnson. Johnson trying to play one forward. And good work by the goalkeeper. Just not losing his grasp of the ball. Ooh, strong challenge there. Shem. Shem feels strongly challenged. Shem an interesting character, Joseph. I've had the opportunity to work with Shem. A very calm, collective footballer, but on the field, very stuck in, Very positionally disciplined. A little slow at times, but can play a good ball. And just pulling the shirt there. And a yellow card.
Kareem, yes.
That yellow card given to who exactly? We'll try to get the confirmation. I think it might be Phil. Ball coming in. Goalkeeper gets a good punch to it. And the clearance can be completed by Benoit. Benoit just following up. And yellow card given to Darian Dura. So Dura on that yellow card there. So two Baf State players. Yellow card is Dura and Talbot. Portsmouth so far in the second half applying a lot more pressure. That's 3 times now Dwight Aylward has to be called into action. Another ball forward, but offside is the call. Just missing. But Phil on the ball. Phil. So foot race. And Ali just comes across. Marshall Leslie. To Johnson. It's a good ball to Israel. Israel again. Israel. Blocked. And the ball just worms its way across to the goalkeeper.
Israel really showing the force of himself, really trying to push his way through, beating 1, beating 2, forcing the point, but running into that one-man defensive wall.
Cliff running into 3. And that's Hamilton playing the ball forward. And Israel is running.
Israel is looking for the foul, didn't get the foul from referee Vernon as play continues.
And Israel has remained down. It's been a really good game of football so far, Joseph.
Both teams, Kareem, really showing good composure throughout at least the first half. Baf State, of course, having a better of the first half in terms of the goal scoring line. But both teams showing, some key outstanding players. Israel, of course, for Baf State, Langley with a few attempts, so far not getting through. But we're still not going to rule him out. We're giving an opportunity as Baf State plays in through to the channel, straight to the goalkeeper.
Ashton Leslie just recycling the ball. Hamilton trying to get one forward. Almost breaks for Lockhart, but good work by Harris. And that's a ball forward. Israel giving up on that one early. Israel just holding the hamstring. Ooh, good move. Move on the left.
I think he held on to the ball a bit too long. He had a good amount of time to get the ball a bit forward. Lost out on the opportunity.
Header back. Goalkeeper misses it. Opportunity. Portsmouth. A appeals for a penalty, not given. And Baf State survive.
Baf State surviving that spike in excitement there. The goalkeeper just being forced out of his comfort zone, leaving an empty goal. And unfortunately, Portsmouth really and truly not able to take advantage of that empty goal.
A more comfortable catch this time.
Kareem, we see on the sidelines quite a few Baf State players being prepared.
Yeah, just emptying out the bench, getting everybody warmed up just in case. And it's a foul.
Player still down.
I think that's... Who was that? Is that Kerjwan? Yeah, it is Kerjwan. Kerjwan's dynamic style of play, very fearless runner, makes him an easy target for those cheapy kinds of fouls. Header out. Israel on the throw in. Ball coming in. Baf State still with possession. Ooh, strong challenge. And it's a ball to Portsmouth. Israel gets it down the line. And that's a foul. And it's another yellow card to Baf State. Looks like Giovanni George with that one. Yeah, that's Giovanni George.
And that's Baf State's third yellow, if I'm not mistaken, Kareem.
Yeah, that will be Baf State's third yellow card of the game.
Talbot with one, George with one.
And now Giovanni. Talbot, Giovanni, and
Phil.
No, Dura,
yes.
Cliff Simon. Cliff puts it back into the center. Baf State really doing well defensively there against this potent Portsmouth attack. And that's Israel. Israel still losing out to Johnson. And Hamilton can clean up, bringing it to Ali Simon. Ali Simon coming forward. Gives it to Cliff. Cliff gets around his man. Cliff gets into the box. Still, Ali! And it's straight at the goalkeeper, Dwight, and he can pick it up. But a lot more attacking impetus for Portsmouth in the second half. Joseph really trying their best to get back into this game. They don't have a choice. With that long ball coming forward, just comfortably headed back to the goalkeeper, and that can end that passage of play there. Portsmouth really do need to get something going forward. They need to get back into this game as quickly as possible. And if they can get one, they'll be able to probably carry on forward and get two.
Well, Kareem, they have been knocking and they have been trying to get the opportunities, but if you realize Baf State, have been huddling together just to make sure that they don't get through, and that huddling together, like we're going to be seeing right now, you have one player, two defenders, really sort of playing that group efforts, one-on-one opportunity there again, and the challenge call.
And it looks like it's going to be another substitution for Portsmouth. Looks like the number 18 for Portsmouth is coming in.
Cliff! Simon!
Cliff Simon being substituted.
Mackay Peters is coming in.
So Mackay Peters?
Yes, Mackay Peters is coming in.
And Simon leaving the field, a free kick straight into the wall. Block out again. Blocked out this time. So Mackay Peters replacing Cliff Simon. Cliff having run his race. Cliff, of course, moved that opportunity in the first half to bring his team level. Ball forward. Foul. And you can hear the shout saying that's Caden's ball, Caden Hamilton.
Okay, we saw the goal by Kerwan Israel being taken from a very similar spot. Portsmouth with the opportunity, not getting past the wall.
They were all doing well to jump there and block that attempt. And the clearance only as far as Caden again. Shot blocked. Caden once more. And the clearance completed by Bruno Ali to Johnson. Johnson with a shot blocked. And Baf State defending with their heart and soul here. And a missed kick. Kershwan versus Hamilton. But the Baf State player unable to win the ball and the Portsmouth defense able to recover. As a substitute coming onto the field. Jaden gets it back to Ali. Johnson just losing out. Foul, Baf State's ball. And hearing the cries of Coach Andy Burkhardt there, just urging his players to release the ball a bit quicker.
We have seen that, not necessarily want to call it a problem, but we have seen that issue on both sides where players have held onto the ball a bit too long. They've had the opportunities to release it. Just holding on a bit too long.
Ball forward. Mackay. Now Sean Leslie doing well. Phil hunting down. Phil committing the foul. Now Sean Leslie really giving 100% effort. Johnson going back to the center.
Oh. Very poor decision by the number 4, Ali there.
Yeah, Ali just needlessly giving possession away. Baf State's ball.
Magic, your center. Magic, center. Magic, you have to make your side.
Portsmouth again on the ball. And just the Portsmouth team seeming to be breaking character a little bit as we enter the 65th minute of play. Langley. Portsmouth with a lot of the possession, but unable to break the Baf State lines. Johnson maybe thought about having a shot. Ball coming in. Dealt with. Only as far as Langley. Langley. And that's a great save by Dwight Elwa. Diving at his near post. Keeping the ball out of his net. Dwight coming up huge for Baf State. Corner kick in favor of Portsmouth.
Well, Langley with the opportunity again. He has been knocking, but again for the entire night, Kareem, his number has definitely been marked from the first half on the wing, on the left wing. He's been trying, but so far just unsuccessful at it.
Header! Ooh. Clearance completed. There with Javon Hamilton. To Ali. Almost losing out there to Hamilton. Well, the Hamilton on the Baf State side, Javonte Hamilton. And Dwight can stand on the ball. Dwight just showing a bit of composure there. I mean, with 25 minutes in a game, but the wisest thing, Ali heading back. Jay Black picks up. Portsmouth looking to mount another attack forward. Ball coming in. Dwight with a fist. Handball.
Well, that's the second time Dwight Elwa has had to use his fist. The first time with a fantastic punch opportunity, a fantastic punch that he gave with his two hands. This time he got one hand to punch the ball out. And luckily for him, forcing the ball, not necessarily on purpose, into a handball position. But good play by Dwight Elwa so far to hold up his end.
And it looks like Dwight may have hurt himself in the process. No boy, bad man. About 20 minutes in the game too. 20 minutes in the game too.
"69 minutes of play have elapsed, Kareem, as the goalkeeper seems to be in a bit more of a distress.
Yes. I'd just like to also say good night to all of the Arsenal fans on Ireland.
Good night to you too, all of the Chelsea fans as well.
Yes. You know, and game back in play with Dwight as he gets the goal kick, calling for the long one forward. Ball. Mackay. Ball intercepted. Mackay still on the ball. Ali going still. Clearance. And it looks like Baf State well, I could be wrong, but it looks like they're comfortable with their 2-goal lead and are just defending hard, defending deep, allowing Portsmouth to have the ball in their half, but not allowing them to really mount anything of substance coming forward.
Yeah, but Kareem, you have to admit, it does add a bit of pressure to the goalkeeper, because if they are early. Well, a foul spotted by referee Vernon. Not sure if he will look for colors. Is he going to his pocket, Kareem? Looks like he's going to his pockets.
Yeah, it looks like. Well, I haven't seen the yellow card coming up just yet. Was the card given? That's to Kerjan Harris. Right, so Kerjan Harris receiving the yellow card as the number 4 for Baf State, Kerjan Harris.
That's the 4th yellow card for Baf State.
I don't think Baf State will care about the amount of yellow cards they have. I think the most important thing for them is that they are 2 goals to the good. But a free kick and an opportunity for Portsmouth to get one back.
Let's see if it will get over the wall this time. Doesn't get over the wall. Second time.
Straight into the wall this time. Long ball all the way back. And it's going to be out for a goal kick.
That's the second time from in fact, the first time, Kareem, it was from, I don't want to say the exact same position, but a very near, very similar location, close position, and it didn't get past the wall. This time around, it also did not get past the wall. Clearly, the direct hits do not seem to be working for Portsmouth when it comes to those set pieces.
Nashon just losing his dribble, and Jura can try and play one forward.
Earlier on, Kareem, was speaking about I will get back to that point momentarily.
It's a head injury. Head injury, just Nashon Leslie and Omari Talbot colliding. Nashon immediately grabbing his head. So we have a break in the game, Joseph?
Well, yes, we do have a break in the game. Kareem, earlier on, you were indicating that Baf State seems to be comfortable and with their 2-0 lead. But I'm wondering whether or not it's necessary to force themselves into that defensive position, because you keep defending, you keep adding pressure onto your goalkeeper on the defensive line. Eventually the Portsmouth team or the team you're facing will start to see those tactics and try to play around those tactics.
Well, I mean, if they stay compact defensively and they keep a good shape, they should be all right. That's the important thing. The important thing is just keeping the shape and, keeping the shape and keeping the Portsmouth Bombers team honest. And it looks like, well, now Sean leaving the pitch. As the game continues with Dwight Ewa. Long ball forward. Shenfield gets there. Aki Langley. Johnson. Offside.
Offside. Portsmouth came with that very quick counter to Langley on the wing. Almost catching Baf State offside, but off their guard, sorry, but the offside went into their favor.
Dwight setting up for another long one. Ball forward. Kershwan. Nashon Leslie gratefully gets back onto the field. Foul. Ball with Talbot. Shem brings it back to Theophil. Bruno gives it away. Hamilton. Akel to Nashon. Nashon trying to play one through, but it makes it all the way across, and Benoit completes the clearance. .13 remaining in the game. Just about. 2-0 in favor of Baf State. Goals from Giovanni George and Kershwan Israel. Clearance. And Baf State really no nonsense. Clearing everything that comes their way. Basically saying to Portsmouth, well, we have 2 goals, we're winning the game. You're going to have to come here and beat us. We're going to beat ourselves. Kershwan Israel. Israel still. Israel finally brought down. Giovanni George. George trying to go alone. George still has the ball. Finally succumbing to the pressure.
A really good effort by George, really trying to punch his way through. Unfortunately, in the end, having to give up a bit.
It looks like a substitution for Baf State. He's going to be taking the field. Ball makes it across. Ball coming in, header, Bruno. And it looks like football being played. And that's Hamilton looking to escape. Strong challenge there by Javon Hamilton. Hamilton on his namesake. Javon Hamilton on Javante Hamilton. On Javante, I'm wondering if they're related. Javon and Javante. And it looks like Omari Talbot will be leaving the field. And coming on is the number 5, Gerard Bonney. So Gerard Bonney on for Omari Talbot. Omari Talbot putting in a really good shift here in the finals for Baf State in that number 6 position with the number 6 on his back. Doing a lot of good work, a lot of that dirty, grimy defensive work that a lot of players hate to do.
He's been doing that dirty work, in fact, even collecting a yellow card.
And good work just to shield that ball out of play. And there's a player down. Player down on both sides, actually. And that's who down for about? That's the number 2. That will be Lee Michael Fairfield.
There's about 8 more minutes to go. Clearly, for the time being, it seems as if it's Baf State that's going to pick up the W today, Karim.
Yeah, well, I expected quite a fair bit of extra time. It looks like another substitution. Portsmouth making a change. Naeem Banis going to be coming onto the field for and looks like it's going to be Derrison Johnson leaving the field and Naeem Banis coming on. Johnson leaving the field and Naeem coming in. Ball coming into the box, blocked. Lockhart gets it wide. And as the curtain closes on this season, Baf State, at the third time of asking, looks like they're going to come away with something. Shot coming in and just deflected wide. And some scary moments for Baf State. Corner kick. Corner attempted. Take 2. And it would set up a very interesting final few minutes if Portsmouth were to in fact score from this corner.
Let's see how it plays out.
Ball coming in. Back post. He rose really high there, but just not able to get anything onto the ball.
Great Portsmouth does have the height advantage as compared to Baf State.
Yeah, but not making that advantage count on the set pieces yet as Portsmouth. The substitute Naeem. Naeem just runs into trouble there. Akel. Akel still. Langley. Lockhart. Ooh, strong challenge there. Nico and Benoit going through that challenge here. Good work by the young man. Going down the left hand side. Giovanni George. George dropping the shoulder. George trying to get around his man. George still. Just unable to materialize anything.
Quick counter by George coming in very fast. Not able to make anything from it as Portsmouth attempt to come with a counter on their own.
85th minute. Strong challenge. National Leslie on the ball. Wide. Naeem. Kaden. Buffett on the ball. Shem Fiofio. Shem playing one forward. And that's gone. Giovanni George. Giovanni. Oh, off the crossbar. Wow. And an opportunity to seal the game for Baf State. The run was perfect. And Giovanni just, the deftness of chips, but cracking it off of the crossbar. And what a finish that would have been.
Most definitely. If it was just a few inches lower, I think definitely we would have, if we had a category for goal of the match, I think that would have been the goal of the match. Giovanni George making a blunder of that attempt.
And then there's another substitution being prepared for Baf State. As Lockhart still. Lockhart! Trying to go all the way, almost wanting to walk into the goal. Good work there, Dwight Aylward. Ooh. Nothing says the referee. Deep ball. And the fear tricks there by Dwight Aylward. And that's the substitution. The number 18 for Baf State. It looks like Giovanni George will be leaving the field. Quante John Baptist. So Quante John Baptist takes the field for one of the goal scorers, Giovanni George. As the game rolls into the 90th minute, we expect again a few minutes of extra time. And then there's a final substitution there for Portsmouth, the number 13, taking the field. Kevon Banks?
Kieran Bruno.
Taking the field. Okay. And there's 5 minutes extra time here at the Stockton Technical Center. So 5 minutes away from glory for Baf State. Javon Hamilton trying one from almost a different area of order.
Clearly, he did not ring the correct operator.
Didn't put the 767 in front of that. All right, 5 minutes extra time. 5 minutes for Portsmouth to save their season. 5 minutes for Baf State. So,
seal the deal.
Yeah, seal the deal. And again, we said that Baf State made it to 3 finals this season and only, in fact, looking to win this one, which is some good work.
I suspect the other teams will be looking to take a page, especially the Division 1 promoted, the newly promoted Division 1 team will definitely be looking to take a page.
Newly promoted or newly relegated?
Well, thank you for the correction. Newly relegated team.
Ball forward. So, Joseph, a man of the match this evening, if you had to pick one.
Straight up, I would give it to Kejwan Israel. He's had a wonderful, wonderful game. The first assist for the first goal, and then he coming in with that brilliant, perfect shot from distance for that free kick. That would be my man of the match.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you, Kejwan Israel, not just for the goal and the assist, but for what he brings going forward. Because of him and the fear of his counter-attack, as we have Portsmouth trying to mount an attack there, the fear of his pace going forward has forced the Portsmouth defenders back. And he's been on the ball, as you can see him there right now. He's been on the ball, he's been creative, really trying hard throughout the course of the game. So a deserving winner of the man of the match award as Portsmouth called offside.
We urge everyone to stay with the live as the ceremonial part of the awards, the medals, the trophies will be given right after. We're going to be ending our commentary momentarily at the final whistle. But so far, Karim, very clear win for Baf State. Low scoring effort tonight. But nonetheless, a good bit of play by Baf State tonight.
Joseph, when you've defended as well as Baf State have for the 90 minutes, 1 goal is all you need, and they even had 2. They've defended very well. That defensive line there of Bruno, Benoit, Harris, and Theophil has been rock solid and has been rock solid throughout the course of the U18 league. And of course, deservedly in the finals. Portsmouth trying. That's a foul.
Again, a foul just on the edge of the 18-yard line.
I'm never for fouling Joseph. But one of the things I think Baf State have done well is that you have to make up your mind early as a player if a player getting away from you. And taking those fouls early and out of the box is your best bet.
Yes.
The last thing you want is for someone to challenge you in the box and now you have to dangle a leg and risk a penalty. So, a lot of these free kicks, if the Baf State players didn't take action early, could have been penalties. So, kudos to them. Dangerous free kicks nonetheless, as we see with this one coming in. And tipped over the bar by Dwight Elwa. And Dwight Elwa again showing why he gets the nod for the senior men's national team over others. Dwight Elwa just tipping that one over the crossbar despite his short frame, the young short stopper coming up big for his Baf State team here as we roll through the extra time.
There's a Creole saying, as well, but we'll get back to it just now.
Corner coming in, headed out. Pressure still on Baf State. Portsmouth really looking to get through. Portsmouth trying to keep possession of the ball. Blocked. Shem. Foul.
Well, the seconds wind down.
That should be the end.
That should be the last play. I would hope and think that that should be the last play before referee Vernon blows the whistle, who's having a look at his watch right now.
Israel gets around. Israel! Saved by the goalkeeper. And we expect the whistle to blow any moment from now. And that is it. And Baf State are your 2025 U18 champions. Baf State doing it at the final hurdle. 2-goal win. One from Giovanni, one from Kerjuan. And joy for the boys in green tonight, Joseph.
Most definitely, and of course, a very well-deserved joy, well-deserved celebration for the boys in green, like you said. And of course, getting the championship, getting the crown in the under-18s under their belt. Hands being shaken by both coaches, you know, all around. And we really, actually, still cannot put it past the efforts of the Portsmouth team, who really, actually, tonight did put off a reasonably good fight. We saw a number of efforts by Langley. In fact, speaking of Langley, he's literally right in front of us there. And of course, good effort by the players overall. But tonight, Baf State definitely did have the better of this Portsmouth team, who, despite their 4-2 win against We United earlier in the week, just could not muster past this Baf State green side tonight in the very last game of we can finally say, the conclusion of the 2025 season in
Yeah, put that camera live, eh?
Say she love just how I does all it.
Why?
Them girl they whining down, but is the one alone we control it. Yes, she a professional bam bam ruler. She said bring it down, come on with me down, don't let nothing get in between us. You like catching a feeling, right up on your bumper, baby. I know where you're from, yes lady. I love how you keep on going down there. I know you're not easy. Long time I've been waiting for you. I got something for you. When it's time to leave in the morning, how do you feel for somebody? It's not alright, it's not alright. There's no song. It's not alright, it's not alright. There's no song. It's not alright, it's not alright. There's no song. It's not alright, it's not alright. There's no song.
Yeah, you want to know it, there.
There's no song.
Just up on the stand.
There's no song. It's not alright, it's not alright. There's no song. It's not alright, it's not alright. There's no song. It's not alright, it's not alright. There's no song. It's not alright, it's not alright. There's no song. It's not alright, it's not alright. There's no song. It's not alright. Them bossy girls. It's not alright. Pretty savant girls. It's not alright. Grandmothers we. Check me in the darkness. Don't leave me so that pushy. Check me in the darkness. Check me. Let us don't make a cookie. Check me in the darkness. Don't leave me so that pushy. Check me in the darkness. Let us don't make a cookie. Yes. Bitch, my phone ringing the boy. Are you ringing? What does it? No, she calling you, you know. She calling. Yeah, boy, only know Kevin. But she know the way already. She know the way there. Yeah, she know the way. But she know the way to my home, brother. Alright. Yeah, she know the way to my home. Yes. She know the way to my home. She taking the bus in the bed. She know the way to my home. She gonna take the bus. I see her. She know the way to my home. Busting up. Take the bus, baby. Yes. Ha. I gonna meet you halfway. I come in. Take the bus, baby. I don't like this way. I will meet you halfway. Go on now. She know the way to my home. Come, baby. She know the way to my home. Come home. She know the way to my home. I have something ready there for you. She know the way to my home. Baby, take the bus, baby. Yes. I will meet you halfway. Wait. Watch your hands. Take the bus, baby. Yes. I will meet you halfway. By the shrine. Hey, what's it now? Yeah, set your voice right. Bumper girl. You ain't got that thing. Shine down. That's it, take the bus, baby. What a boy. Don't lie. Where you take the bus, baby? I will meet you halfway. Ladies, more waistline, from the baseline. Boom. Why? Yes. You see that? You see my regular. I see it, boy. You did it too. Why? Boy, good. When it really matches the food. The girls are shaking like a lift. The girls are shaking like a lift. The girls are shaking like a lift. The girls are shaking like a lift.
Yeah.
Shake it. I like it. Yeah, man. Shake it. I want that one. Shake it. Just one. The girls are shaking like a lift. 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 Shake it. What you wanna do? Yeah, you see the one that shake it. Hey, one of them. Hey, yo, shake it. Hey, yo, my partner, shake it. Yeah, boy, only know Kevin. But she know the way already. She know I only know
You
Kevin.
gonna block my card,
She know the way. Check me in the darkness. Check me in the darkness. Check me in the darkness. Let us don't leave a cookie. Check me in the darkness. Don't leave a soul that push. Check me in the darkness. Let us don't leave a cookie. Is that alright? Them lost girls. Is that alright? Them bossy girls. Is that alright? Pretty savant girls. Is that alright? Grandmothers we. Check me in the darkness. Don't leave a soul that push. Check me in the darkness. Let us don't leave a cookie. Check me in the darkness. Don't leave a soul that push. Check me in the darkness. Let us don't leave a cookie. Yes! She calling you, you know. She calling. Yeah, boy, only know Kevin. But she know the way already. She know the way there. Yeah, she know the way. But
holding the paper? You holding that? Huh? I got it done, boy.
Mr. Leslie, stand by.
Stand by.
Harlem United Sports Club, stand by. DOC representative, stand by. Bombers Football Club, sponsored by Roosevelt Scarrett,
Stop our man pass
stand by.
And go live on the
And of course, Baf State Football Club, stand by.
Huh?
Huh?
So you know that this is so man. You see the pressure, man. Put the pressure on the boy. Boy, how long I talking to you? I can go live on you just so. Don't make man passing from the yeah, is it done?
Hey, we don't go. Little. Yeah.
But not you, boy. How long so you got you man operate, my brother? Bo! Who doesn't come on the our poor Clyde, boy. Our poor Clyde, boy. One Clyde.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to make a start to the post-match presentation. So we would like representatives of the We United Football Club, the Harlem United Sports Club, the Portsmouth Football Club, sponsored by Honorable Roosevelt Scarrett, and the Baf State Football Club to send a representative to give a few words.
Yeah. I will not come on. Why is the phone going up there and going down? No man knows how to do arbitrary driving. You know therefore. I don't see on that back there. Just suppress it. I just hear that come down there. That's why I see that. I just know what passing. I see my car that passing.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, are we ready? Okay, so we would like to call upon the referees for our match this evening to receive their tokens on behalf of the Dominica Football Association. And we have the standing referee, Mr. Vernon Joseph.
Where's your pastor?
And can we use the podium, please?
Leslie, hands up. Yeah. I know, I realize. Yeah.
Our AR number 1, Mr. Ryan Lantan. AR number 2, Mr. Joel Alexander. And of course, our 4th official, Mr. Coyote Matthew. And last but not least, the man in charge of the match this evening, Mr. Wilbert Coffey, who is the women coordinator at the Dominica Football Association. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are going along. We are moving along. And at this point, we are going to announce the player of the match in the We United versus Harlem third place. And that individual is none other than Mr. Conrad Simon of the Harlem United Sports Club. Okay, so just to let you know that the Dominica Olympic Committee is the sponsor of this award, and Mr. Simon will be receiving a check of $100 from the DOC, along with a pair of shoes from the FA. You will also receive a $50 meal voucher from Auntie's Sweet Tooth in Portsmouth. It doesn't get sweeter than that. And of course, he gets a free haircut from Bloater's Barber Shop. Thank you very much. So our next individual for the player of the match, ladies and gentlemen, in the final match of the final season of the final year 2025 is none other than Mr. Kashwan Israel. Yeah! Put your hands together. Let's go! And of course, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kashwan will receive a check of $200 from the Dominica Olympic Committee. He will also receive a $50 gift voucher from Angie's Sweet Tooth. Oh, Lord. And of course, a free haircut. He needs one very soon.
Are you
from
serious?
Bloater's Barber Shop.
Are you serious?
Thank you, Mr. Kashwan. Kashwan has been one of the outstanding players in the boys under 18 league. Ladies and gentlemen, the other individual award we have this evening is the player with the most goals in the tournament. He gets the golden boot with 13 goals. As a matter of fact, when he came into this match, he was tied with another individual, and he scored in this match. Ladies and gentlemen, let it go for Kajwan Israel. Kajwan receives a trophy for the Golden Boot, and he also receives a free pair of cleats from Sports and Wear, proprietor by the name of Bala. So we're moving along, ladies and gentlemen. We are moving along, and we are going with the trophy and medal awards, and we would like to call upon the players of the Harlem United Sports Club to come and receive your medals and your trophies. And we are going to call upon Mr. Joel Hamilton to assist us with this. Mr. Joel Hamilton is the youth officer on the board of directors of the Dominican Football Association, so he is going to do us the honors this evening. Harlem United Sports Club, can you please come forward? And ladies and gentlemen, the third place receives a check of $3,000 from the Dominican Football Association.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so with us, we've got the captain of the Harlem team, and of course, remember, Harlem finished in third place in this competition, the captain, Elvin John. And Elvin, congratulations on the third place victory, 3-2 win over We United. Your thoughts on the game this afternoon?
Well, we had a great game this afternoon. We were expecting that we had to come out third place just to see how it would happen. So we went into this game for all with our heart and put our hearts out and really good work and win.
All right, what were some of the areas you think you might have won the game this afternoon?
And then in the midfield, we controlled the game, the tempo, everything, and then we attacked with our job. I think our chances clinical.
All right, in terms of that third place finish, I know you wanted to win the championship, but overall, how would you assess the season?
Well, our season wasn't too bad. We could have done better in the early season and stuff. But however, it's quite disappointing, but we came out third place, we had a trophy, so we'll take that and do better next season.
All right, thank you very much, Elvin. Thank you.
Talk to me.
Okay, so we now call on the captain, Mr. Elvin John, to receive the check and the trophy for the third place. Bombers Football Club, can you please come up?
Straight up, straight up, straight. Straight up, 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 the pose. Straight up, the pose. Red and white army. Hey!
flame, Portsmouth town, remember the name. And the babies to the Cabridge ground. When Mama step in, hear that sound. Red and white flag, guys. Straight out of Portsmouth. Mama sexy. Red and white army. Hey! Straight out of Portsmouth, outside flame, Portsmouth town, remember the name. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. When Mama step in, hear that sound. Okay. So, the Bombers of this evening, the Bombers Football Club. Red and white army. Straight out of Brazil, outside flame, Portsmouth town, remember the name. From the babies to the Cabridge ground, when Mama step in, hear that sound. Red and white flag eye in the sky, with Preso 19, never complied. From Academy youth to Premier 5.
While the Portsmouth team receives the medals, we'll have a quick chat with the captain, Jariah Lewis. And Jariah, commiserations on the defeat today, going down 2-0 to Baf State. Your thoughts on the game?
Well, I thought it wasn't a bad thing, you know, we just didn't put up the right fighting. Yeah, in the end we lost, and we just have to be good back.
What are some of the weak areas or challenges, I should say, for you in that game?
Well, my midfield, you know, communication, going towards the ball,
You struggle to create chances, especially in the first half. How much do you think that might have cost you in the game?
a lot, because, you know, the game of football, you need to score early to bury the game, and we didn't do that, so in the end, it just cost us it.
Nonetheless, second place finish. Overall thoughts on the campaign?
I'm proud of the team, you know. We were struggling at the end, at the beginning, but in the end, we still came out second, and yeah, I'm just proud of the guys.
All right, well, Jariah, we'll leave you to collect the trophy, but thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jariah Lewis, ladies and gentlemen, the captain of the Portsmouth Bombers team.
And of course, the Portsmouth Bombers receives a check and a trophy, a check valued at $5,000 for the runners-up position. Red and white army. Straight out of Brazil, outside flame, Portsmouth town, remember the name. From the babies to the Cabridge ground, when Mama step in, hear that sound. Red and white flag eye in the sky, with Preso 19, never complied. From Academy youth to Premier 5, Mama's NG dynamite. When we touch the field, pressure rise, I see the fire burning in we eyes. Okay, so I am going to straight from the sea. Straight out of Brazil, Bombers FC. Straight out of Brazil, red and white army. From Portsmouth down to the whole country, Bombers marching to victory. Straight out of Brazil, power and pace. Straight out of Brazil, power and pace. Straight out of Brazil, we run the place. Attack now, stop to the final whistle blow. Bombers steal the show. Straight out of Brazil, Bombers FC, Bombers FC, straight out of Brazil, Bombers FC, red and white army. Straight out of Brazil, outside flame, Portsmouth town, remember the name. From the babies to the Cabridge ground, when Mama step in, hear that sound. Red and white flag eye in the sky, with Preso 19, never complied. From Academy youth to Premier 5, Mama's NG dynamite. When we touch the field, pressure rise, I see the fire burning in we eyes. Hotter than our strength of the sea, tell them who we be. Okay, don't
Straight out of Brazil.
Because do not. Hey, DJ, please do not throw any cocks on the field. I mean champagne cocks. Okay? We want to be careful with that. Go easy on them cocks, alright? Okay.
We come in prepared for every fight. Defense solid like concrete wall. Different general controlling the ball. Strike explode like cannon blast.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Joel Alexander. Youth officer at the Dominica Football Association. So now we call upon the champions, ladies and gentlemen. The champions. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to call upon the Baf State Football Club to receive their trophy and their medals and the grand prize for winning this competition. And we will have our technical director, Mr. Jerome Badwill, to assist us with this. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the Baf State Football Club to receive their medals and their trophy from the technical director, Mr. Jerome Badwill. DJ Bravo, DJ Bravo, DJ Bravo, champion, 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 yeah, champion, champion. Everybody knows say Bravo, a champion, 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 champion. Everybody knows this kid is a champion. Dini a champion, Bumpy a champion, Marshall is a champion, Bully is a champion.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so while the champion Baf State team receives the medals, we'll quickly have a chat with the captain, Michael Theophile. Michael, what an amazing victory for your team tonight. Just talk me through that game tonight.
Well, we already know we have to come out and show what I can say, our skills and our talent that we have. It's just because we cannot achieve everything, and we have to do it for our brother in this time. We are looking this up, so we have to do it for you. We do it for you, Chance.
All right, doing it for Chance Marshall. Let's give Chance Marshall a round of applause for using it. Thank you very much. All right, now let's talk about the game. And of course, we had Kurtman Israel, who got the man of the match. But obviously, you know, had a goal and an assist. Your thoughts on the impact that he had on the game?
Honestly, I say it's a big improvement to the team. Before we didn't know we were, but we come out and we showed we come and play step, and I'm proud of it.
All right, a lot of effort or praise also goes to the attacking for getting the goals, but your defense was also quite rock solid tonight. Another clean sheet, especially for your goalkeeper, Dwight Elwar. Your thoughts on the defense and how they went about doing their stuff?
Yeah, before the game, I had a tough with them. Right, I had a tough with them. Big shot off the right too. Big tough with us at the back. I think we have improvement going on. We have big improvement for us, and I just want to say thank you for us and back to the training.
Back to the training ground. It's turning out to be a big season for Baf State. You're back in the Premier League, champions of the under-18. How special are you guys feeling right now? Thank you very much. And of course, go on and get your trophy right now.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. So there you have it. And ladies and gentlemen, I must commend Mr. Chance Marshall for his presence here. This guy has been very, very supportive of the football. You know, he has been through a lot with his accidents, so we just have to continue to support him. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have the grand prize of $10,000 goes to the Baf State Football Club. Ladies and gentlemen, here you have it. The winners of the 2025 Boys Under 18 Football League, the Baf State Football Club.
Don't forget Michael Jordan, Obama,